1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, maybe 7 path lights around here, and then you might want to put one on just on the other side here just to balance out this front section. Hey guys, it's Cal from the Lighting Doctor here. I hope you guys enjoy this video with some more great landscape lighting tips. To learn more about landscape lighting, go and check out our website at lightingdoctor.ca, or if you want to see what a real quality landscape light should look like, go and check out our Try It Before You Buy It offer, where you can get a premium quality fixture at a discounted rate with your very own battery pack, so you can go and test out how that light's going to look and feel what a real premium quality light should look like. So go and check us out at lightingdoctor.ca, or go watch more videos on YouTube just by searching for the Lighting Doctor. Hi, Mario and Brenda. Thanks for your pictures here. Yeah, I'd love to show you a couple ideas and stuff. Yeah, it's funny that contractors, the way they operate, sometimes you shouldn't have to come sign a contract before you even come up with a plan that doesn't show a lot of faith that they're convinced in their work. If they do a good job and give you a good estimate, then most people should want to go with them. So, but anyway, I'll give you some good ideas that I like. I really like the brickwork and stuff that you have on your house, so I definitely want to focus on some different areas there, a little bit of the shrubs and the walkways and stuff too. So first thing I would do is primarily I would use a lot of accent lights to accent the front of the house, just a typical uplight like this guy here. And the real key with that is sorry, there's a million pictures here, so I'm trying to get the right one. Is you want to get that fairly close to the house, kind of more to the base, maybe 12, 18 inches back, and having that shine more upright. And the angle is going to help get that peak, and it's really going to bring out the subtleties in the brickwork. So what I would do across the front of the house, I would kind of have 4 of those on both sides of the windows here and both sides of the windows here. So it backlights and highlights the nice brickwork, and then you get the silhouettes of the plants in front. I would do the same thing. I'm just trying to go to some pictures on this side here. I would probably do the same thing over here. Even though there's less brickwork on the side, you definitely want to get some light up here. If you put one light, I feel like it's not going to be quite enough. So I think you probably want to have 2 of those at the base of the window here shining up. And one of the questions I always get asked with that is, oh, is it going to be too much light in the window? But the real key, and what I see a lot of landscapers and stuff do a mistake of, is they try and bring the light too far back and shine it at an object. Where it creates a lot flatter light, whereas if you can get it closer and have it shine more upright, that's where it kind of brings out the subtleties and washes that stonework that you have there. And then there's less chance of it shining into the window. You're still going to get some side effect, but it's usually not enough that it makes a difference. So I would have those 2 that cover the window area here. And then on this side, I would do the same thing. The only thing I would say is that you probably want to use something a little bit brighter than a standard uplight. So these come with a 4-watt LED lamp in them, but you probably want to upgrade that to a 5-watt LED lamp, which is what we call a 35-watt equivalent lamp, so 35-watt equivalent halogen lamp. But then what it does is it's going to do a better job of pushing that light further up to the upper peaks of this house. So I would do the same thing I kind of did over here and over here, where I would probably try and put 2 of them, same thing, kind of just at the corners of the windows here. Again, just so that angle is kind of getting to the top as much as possible. If you just have one here, you could have a bit of a dark spot, shadow spot here, whereas if you have 2 of them, you know you're going to cover most of this area. And then if it's possible here, I would also try and get 2 of those lights kind of at the base of these stone columns by the front entryway. It really helps make that pop. The only thing I would say about these ones is the other thing that you want to add to that is something called a hex baffle. And what a hex baffle is, it's just a little glare shield that goes over the lens, so that any time you have a fixture that is a little closer to a walking area like that that's shining up, it just helps deflect the glare so it's not shining in your eyes. So that's kind of how I would handle the front of that. And then the next thing I would do, if you really want to elevate the design, I would work on trying to get a light on this top peak here. I think that would look really good. It's actually pretty easy to do. We have these gutter mounts that you can actually just fit right in your gutter and mount that light right in there. And then what you could do is you could actually get that on this 2nd story, and it's actually pretty easy to get up there. You can just make your connection down on the ground here and then run your wire up the downspout, either just behind it or right inside of it, across the gutter, put your bracket in, and then mount that light so it catches the second story peak. And that's something that a lot of people who don't do a lot of lighting, even a lot of lighting installers, won't go to the effort to do that, but it really makes everything stand out. So I would do that, and that would just be with one of those standard uplights again. Just kind of going to some of the other areas here. I mean, I would definitely try and get a one, if not two, just because this is a wider angle bush. You could do one of two things, because it's such a feature and key area right in the front here. I would probably tend to have like two uplights on it, but another good option for that would be using a wash light like this guy. Not quite as bright, not quite as intense, a bit of a wider angle lens, and it would do a really nice job of highlighting that tree and this kind of island area in the front. And by having two, you're going to get a little bit more light, which is going to give you a little more reflective light back down below here, which is nice as well. On the front of the house, on these areas, so there's a couple ways you can kind of do the front here. I mean, I'm more prone to using uplights as opposed to path and garden lights, but that being said, you do have a walkway here that it would be nice to have a nice balance between some uplights and then some downlights. So what I would typically do is typically choose a style of path light. I think you could go with either of these. Obviously these ones are more expensive, but it is kind of that modern look that more people are looking for. And as a matter of fact, I think we're actually sold out of these right now, but either one of these is good. These ones are a little brighter, spread a little bit further light, but I think for your application this would probably do. And what I would do in the front area here, I just kind of want to zoom out, is I would probably use a couple of those, but I would kind of try and stagger them in between where I have some of my uplights. So for example, over here, if I have an accent light and an accent light here, I would tend to want to put a path light kind of in the middle here, kind of one on the corner over here, and the same thing, kind of one on the corner. Then I've got my two uplights here, so I have another one here, kind of over here, and then you just have maybe two more around this edge that give you a nice level of low lighting, and then you've got the house backlit up above. And even though you have some of these shrubs and stuff in the back, sometimes I like throwing a wash light on them, but it's nice to have that contrast between backlighting the house and then some lower level lighting. And those path lights that I just showed you, the nice thing is that they do have they do cast the light 360 degrees around, so they kind of spread it back into the garden beds. And I think my favorite thing about those path lights is you don't see the light source, which is real key with lighting. You don't want to see the light source, you just want to see the effect. And a lot of people will use path lights where it's just this big glare, and it just takes away from everything, because it looks like those beacons that line a runway when you're trying to land a plane, and that's not what you're trying to do. You want very subtle lighting in the front there. So that's what I would do with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, maybe 7 path lights around here, and then you might want to put one on just on the other side here just to balance out this front section. And then over on this area, we've got this backlit, but this is where I might throw on these two larger shrubs. I might just throw one of those wash lights in front that kind of highlight this a little bit. Again, you're just getting different degrees, different depths, different heights of light, which is always a nice balance. And then the evergreen, if possible, depending on how much room here is here. The only thing with evergreens is you usually have to bring that light quite a bit back so that those bottom branches don't suck up all the light. But if you can get an uplight kind of back in here that just kind of highlights this, that would be a nice balance to the front of the house here. If I move around on this side, I mean, this would be real simple where I would just have an uplight right on this tree here, kind of at the base. And just keep in mind your viewing angle. I don't like to always put all the lights just in front of the trees. I like to spread that viewing angle around sometimes, so that that if you're looking at from this corner, then this tree kind of stands out a little bit more. Whereas if you're on this side of the house and the light's just in the front, it's not the same effect. Whereas if you kind of get it on this corner, it kind of rounds out the viewing angle of the entire house. Something else I like doing, especially if you have something like this, and it's just a matter of, you know, if you're planning on doing lights in the back and stuff too. Yeah, so there's some stuff. You might need a separate transformer. You might have to run wire around the house, but I like using those brighter lights that we used on the front of the house and kind of highlighting the chimney area. I like maybe putting 2 of those uplights on here because it really stands out, and especially because it's such a tall structure. I think that always looks really nice. And then just using some standard uplights in front of these two hedges. You don't have to light every single one, but I think if you kind of put one in between that highlights it and one in between there that highlights it, again, it just finishes out that complete viewing angle. And then you could follow that same theme that you kind of did over here, as if you wanted to stagger those path lights in between where you have the uplights. So again, maybe a path light here, maybe one in the middle of the chimney, maybe one over here, and then maybe you throw some on both edges of these hedges while you have those uplits. So hopefully that gives you some ideas. You know, you can always go and play around on the website with some different options and stuff, and we can help recommend a wiring kit, transforming kit, all that kind of stuff. It's something you want to do yourself. It is a lot easier than you think. The toughest thing is coming up with the designs, and that's why we do these consultations, because it kind of helps you with that. But if you have any questions on anything or want us to put a kit together for you that you can install yourself, let me know, and we'd be happy to help you with that. Hey guys, it's Cal from the Lighting Doctor here. We're going to show you guys how to light up your landscape with the FX Luminaire RS uplight. This is a super durable, really high quality LED light that's great in your landscape. If you need to, say you need to highlight some beautiful trees that you have on your property, if you have some nice stone architectural features around your home, this is a great light to use. You can change the intensity of the bulb just by using a different lamp. So if you have a small tree that's only maybe 10 to 15 feet high, you can use the standard 4-watt LED lamp in here. If you're using trees that are maybe 15 to 20 feet high, you can increase that to the 5-watt LED. Or if you've got some giant oak trees or some really big trees on your property where you need to push that light at 25 feet or higher, that's where you get into the 6-watt LED lamps to really push that light out and make those features really stand out. This light can be used in a lot of different applications. We use it a lot for perimeter lighting. So if you have trees or shrubs or different bushes and stuff around your property, and you just want to make your whole property look bigger, it's a great way to go and highlight those around the perimeter just to make that whole yard stand out. Hey guys, thanks so much for watching. I hope you guys got some great do-it-yourself landscape lighting tips. Now, please be sure to go to our website at lightingdoctor.ca and check out our how-to page. It's full of great resources, from our podcast to our video to our most frequently asked questions. And also check out our Try It Before You Buy It light, where you can actually go now and get one of our premium quality uplights and a King Innovation Insta-Light, which is basically a battery pack now that allows you to go and run those lights and test them out on your property. Try it for 14 days. If you don't love it, send it back to us and we'll give you a full refund. And if not, you keep the light at a discounted rate and go and buy what you need for your project. So thanks again for watching. Please be sure to leave us a comment. We love your feedback. Have a great day.